Welcome to this year's Remarkable Women Show.
Tonight we recognize 4 women from the North Country. And at the end of the show, we will reveal the winner of a $1,000 prize to the charity of their choice.
Our first story tonight features Barbara Lashway. She shows her passion for the community through her leadership position as the mayor of Heuvelton. A strong community starts with a passionate leader. A prime example of this is Barbara Lashway. Barbara is the mayor of the small St. Lawrence County village of Heuvelton, New York, a role she has held for nearly 2 decades. Prior to becoming mayor, she said she had no experience in local politics or with the village. However, she was a teacher for several decades and had lived in Heuvelton most of her life.
I graduated from Heuvelton Central, went to SUNY Potsdam, came back and taught in Ogdensburg, fell in love with a house in Heuvelton. Didn't realize I had marched past it for marching band practice thousands of times, that I would one day live in that house.
Her journey to becoming mayor first began when she was asked to become a village trustee. Because of her passion, she eventually worked up to becoming deputy mayor. But when the mayor she was serving under left his position, it was her time to take the reins. Although this transition was quick, she had her community standing behind her.
As a leader, you're really only as strong as the people that hold you up. And I felt so well supported at that point that I felt I could carry on and continue, and 18 years later, here I am.
Barbara said her main goal for the village throughout the past 18 years has been preserving Heuvelton's history while also propelling it forward. This is evident in the monumental projects she has backed, including preserving Heuvelton's historic bridge, revitalizing its main street, as well as the building we sat down to conduct this interview in, Pickens Hall.
Pickens Hall actually came to us from the county. It was a derelict building.
She said the Pickens Hall project was one of the most rewarding and is a symbol for the dynamics of Heuvelton.
We can't really move forward as a community without giving a nod to our past. And so slowly, over almost a 20-year span now, we've gotten donations from the community, we've written grants and been successful, and we've been able to revitalize the whole building, and certainly a huge push to the revitalization of our entire downtown.
But she said her success could not be measured without considering the support of her community. Barbara said that this is what drove her to continuously give back to the small village of Heuvelton.
It occurred to me that a life well lived needed to involve the betterment for everyone. My grandmother said, "Tell me who your friends are, and I will tell you who you are." And when I think about Heuvelton, I'm reminded of that. I look around at all these good people, and I see how much each one has to offer to their community, and does so very willingly. It is one of the kinds of communities that almost leads itself.
And she concluded by sharing her belief that everyone has something to give.
Every single person has something that they can give. They have a skill, they have a talent, they maybe are just a gentle soul that can help somebody else with a kind word. Together we can get there. There's not any one person that is going to be able to accomplish the great big things. It's the people that hold you up. Together, you're buoyant. Everyone has something that they can give. Find what that is, find who needs your particular gift, and pour it on.
After the break, we'll hear from Joan Hadlock and Dr. Janice Gravely.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to ABC 50's Remarkable Women Special.
Next, we hear from Joan Hadlock, who takes it upon herself to get involved in the community.
Joan Hadlock is known as someone who is always willing to lend a helping hand, but she said she was a very different person while growing up in Massachusetts.
I was kind of a quiet, shy person.
She said that one decision changed the course of her entire life.
But the Peace Corps changed all that. As I say, I was not the kind of person to join the Peace Corps. I just thought I would. I needed to do something different than what I was doing. And lo and behold, I was in the Peace Corps, and it really changed my life, of course.
Through the Peace Corps, Hadlock met her husband. Their relationship led her back to his hometown in Hammond, New York. Despite being in a new place, she did not hesitate diving into the community.
Yeah, so I just enjoy helping, and I love working with young people, and over the years I have.
Hadlock is a leader for many community programs, missions through her church, and anywhere else she can help others, including drives that provide for local families.
In December we had 108 families. You know, it's because we do special things and we do gifts for the kids, so we have more. But it's a lot of work. And once the day is over, it's a great relief, but it's a wonderful feeling to see all these people come and get food and get the help that they need.
Hadlock described one of her favorite programs she contributes to.
We have done 8, I believe, shallow wells, which means it's $450 for a well. And so we collect the money, people donate and whatever, and so we've been able to provide 8 wells, which is one of my favorite, because it just provides clean water and avoids children dying so early because of bad water.
She said it's amazing to see people give back to the community through the programs she's involved in.
But we do not hurt for money or donations of food. People are very, very generous in helping out. With time also, I mean, they come to help out.
Over the years, Hadlock and her family also welcomed foreign exchange students into their home. She said it was amazing to watch students from around the world embrace the North Country.
And then we had a young man from France, and he was here for the summer. And one thing he wanted to do was go to the Demolition Derby in Governor Fair, so I went with him to the Demolition Derby in Governor. But we just enjoyed getting to know them all. And hope part of what you did sends these kids on their way in a good fashion.
Despite her many contributions and accomplishments, Hadlock was most proud of her kids and grandchildren and the impact her drive has had on them.
By default, they get involved because mom is involved, or the grandkids help a lot too with things that they're able to. And people say, oh, the kids these days, the young people, but I say they can be wonderful people. And they are. I have some wonderful, wonderful kids. I feel very rewarded in what I have done and what I do, and seeing the young people grow up and become wonderful young people. It's very rewarding for me.
Hadlock says she plans on staying involved in the community in the years to come.
I keep saying I'll do it as long as I can, and I hope it'll be a long time.
How inspiring. Next, I sat down with Dr. Janice Gravely, who embodied the meaning of service even during her time in the U.S. Army. Describing Dr. Janice Gravely of Carthage, New York is hard to put into one sentence, but it surely should begin with the word service. Although now retired, she served with the U.S. Army first as a chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear explosive officer, and then as a signal officer for 28 years. Throughout the nearly 3 decades, she traveled the world, including to Bosnia, South Korea, Germany, was deployed to Iraq, and lived across the U.S., all during which she dedicated time to giving back to others.
While I was in the military, I always volunteered. Every place I went, and I guess that's just the way I was raised. I gave something back to the community. So we did the food banks, we did various support, the book reading clubs, whatever the community needed and we could be a part of, we did that.
After retiring from the service, it didn't take long for Dr. Gravely to begin serving her local community. She volunteered with the Red Cross, became a volunteer with the Carthage Rescue Squad, and then found the American Legion, which even in the small community of Carthage connects service members from across the globe.
As a retired military person, I was a member of the Veterans of Foreign Wars while I was in Europe. Did not realize that the American Legion is the largest veteran service organization in the world, and the things that they do for the community. And once I found that out and became a member, they just put me to work, so all bets were off.
Following this realization, she quickly became a well-known face of the Legion, which led to a history-making accomplishment. In the spring of 2021, Dr. Gravely became the first female commander in the Legion's 101-year history.
When I was first selected, I was just blown away. Again, the fact that, you know, this is small town USA. Carthage is a population of around 3,500 people. Most people in this area have lived here all their lives. They know each other. They're related in some shape, form, or fashion. And the fact that they would entrust this to an outsider, it was just unreal, unreal. And I'm just so appreciative that not only did they trust me to elect me to become the commander, but they have supported me unconditionally.
As the commander, she is now a leader for service members in northern New York. But Dr. Gravely said this unstoppable drive came from her upbringing from her mother, who taught her lessons of kindness and support regardless of the attitudes of others.
There was never anything that I couldn't do. She was my biggest cheerleader. She always pushed me to be the best in anything that I did. Before she passed away, she was like, live your life. Always do what is right. And, you know, do something to help somebody else.
And with this advice, and after serving both her country and those in need, she is ready to continue to serve her community regardless of the obstacles that are presented.
We take for granted a lot when those that have sometimes take for granted those that don't. And the opportunity to give back, not because you're going to be seen, not because you're trying to prove that you're better than somebody else, but just because it's the right thing to do. And I think that if more people believed in themselves instead of relying on somebody else to believe in them, they'd be amazed at how far they could go and what they could accomplish and what they could do for their community.
When we come back, we'll hear from our final remarkable woman, Kristen Beren.
And later, we reveal the winner of the $1,000 donation. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. Our last remarkable woman tonight is Kristen Beren, who grew up in Germany during World War II and now calls the North Country home.
Rodman resident Kristen Beren was born in 1940 in Germany and said growing up seemed like a fairy tale before World War II forced her family out of their home.
My house was right across the street from a genuine castle with a drawbridge and everything.
Beren described what it was like leaving behind the home where she grew up.
My mom with 3 kids, a stroller, because the baby was just an infant. We had to leave in the middle of the night. Leave the house, leave her house, leave the home, just some suitcases, and just walk away. I mean, can you imagine that for a mother? To me, it was just nothing but a big adventure. You know, I didn't know, you know, so I did know that something bad was going on. But mostly it was just, I could feel the fear.
Beren said they kept all of their important papers underneath the baby in the carriage and were finally reunited with their father years later.
We just left, you know, there was no forwarding address or anything like that, you know, we just left, you know, so. And then through the Red Cross, my dad found us in 1946, so. But that was quite, I mean, now I feel it through my parents, not through my parents, but my mother, you know, what they had to go through.
While growing up in Germany after the war, Beren met her husband, who eventually immigrated to the United States. Beren said she was nervous about following him to America.
Be trepid about coming to the United States, you know, leaving. I didn't know much about it. You know, no TV, so I didn't know anything about the United States.
Despite her reservations, Beren and her son landed in Syracuse in 1958 and made their way to Watertown to start a new life and learn a new language.
Hardly spoke any English, hardly.
She said that her experiences during World War II stuck with her even after the move.
You know, I always knew airplanes at night meant bad. You know, we always had to either shelter or something, you know. So even when I got to Watertown, even then, airplanes at night used to give me the chills. That and the sirens. The German sirens are not like the Americans, you know, the sirens here, like the fire siren. I used to get cold chills. That's over with now, so.
She said it was difficult being away from her family, but her childhood dreams of living in the country came true when she moved to Rodman.
And then finally I moved to Rodman, and that's when my life really turned, so.
Benner's life continued to fall into place by making her passion her career.
I was always a voracious e-reader. I didn't have television when I grew up, so I was always a reader. And the library down in Rodman was looking for a librarian. I said, that's me. And I did. My dream job, I got to be the library manager. And I was a library manager for 30 years.
She continued to embrace what the North Country had to offer, including the snow.
I've gone quite a few places sculpting snow with my friend, two of my friends.
She said that the snow sculpting led her team to competitions around the world, and when they weren't traveling, they were creating sculptures locally with the help of the community.
Yeah, we did that for quite a few years, and that was fun, really. I mean, where can you leave your life behind for 1 week and just go out and just work in snow, you know?
Pictures of the sculptures were showcased in Benner's home, as well as other items that captured her German heritage and memories she's made since moving to the North Country.
Stay tuned. We'll reveal the winner after the break.
Welcome back. Tonight we saw the stories of 4 amazing women in the North Country.
And now we reveal who the local winner is.
We have a surprise for you. You are the winner of our Remarkable Women contest.
Oh, no. Oh, are you? Wow. Oh, thank you so much. This is so exciting.
So we have a check, and you said that you wanted the $1,000 to go to the Legion here in Carthage.
Oh, yes, this. Oh, wow, we were having a special meeting here for things. Oh, this is just great, and this is the key members of the board. Can we?
Yes.
Oh, thank you all. Yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
This is awesome.
Oh, this is perfect.
Make sure the ink dry on it.
We last year we spent $27,000 to repair the roof. We're working on trying to raise funds this year so we can get our electrical stuff repaired. So this is a great start towards that, and it's just truly an honor to have this level of recognition. We're so thankful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Well, we are thankful to have you in our community. So thank you.
Thank you.
I met Janice Gravely years ago at our church. Her mother sang in the choir, and her mother would bring Janice to our church, United Community Church, which is just across the street.
Wonderful. So I understand that you nominated her for the Remarkable Women of the North Country.
Yes, I did. I met Janice at our church years ago. Just kept tabs with her mother when her mother was no longer around. Janice came back to the Carthage area, and she joined our Legion, and she's done some remarkable things. She's a good person to be around. If she wants something done, she goes and she gets it done. She's increased our membership. She has brought a lot of camaraderie to the association, and I just felt that she needed to be nominated for the recognition.
Oh, I agree. And so now the money is going back to the Legion. What does that mean to you?
Well, it will help us greatly with our fundraising and take a little pressure off.
It's been a great contribution. She knows a lot and has added a lot to our Legion here. I feel she's done an excellent job, and she's going to keep doing it as long as I keep pushing her. And believe me, I push her.
Why do you think that she is deserving to be this year's Remarkable Women of the North Country?
Well, because she's worked hard. She's come a long way here in this town. So I hope she keeps going. And I think she's already going on to county. I just sent off some letters. We nominated her for county sergeant at arms. Nice. And I'm sure she's going to continue on after she is done with her post here. And I'm sure she's going to go places. Not only in this post, but in county, and could be all the way up to state or even national.
Congratulations, Dr. Gravely.
Thank you for watching the Remarkable Woman special on ABC 50. I'm Delaney Kepner.
And I'm Isabella Colello.
Have a great night.